What's up, YouTube? Capital G here. Got a really cool batch of duels for you guys to check out. These are all featuring my buddy Master Dinnerflax. Maybe you've heard of that name. He's actually a small-time Yu-Gi tuber who posts a lot of dank videos. Some of them are like memes and whatnot about Yu-Gi-Oh! And all types of things. Somewhat similar to like Kamina Cap back in the day. So anyways, Master Dinnerflax likes to play this deck that he calls Chaos Blade. It's a very interesting deck that involves just basically nothing but warriors and summoning so many different warriors. Some of these cards you're going to look at them like, what the hell? How do these things even work together? It's actually quite ridiculous. He banishes them a lot. He summons them back from the graveyard. There's DDR action. There are so many creative plays that you can actually do with this deck. You can synchro summon. You can link spam. It used to actually be even more crazy when Firewall Dragon was at 3, but I'm going to go ahead and show you guys some of these duels. And this is on DuelingBook, so you guys will see some rage quits. Sometimes you'll see some people get a little salty, but this is really just to show off some of the cool stuff that his deck can do, especially when you look at some of these opening hands that he has, and you're just like, you got Destiny Hero Malicious, Photon Thrasher, Foolish Burial, Twin Twister, and Instant Fusion. Like, how do you make this a good turn one play? And that's where Master Dinnerflax steps in. He basically just, kind of creates these really cool boards out of, a bunch of spare parts and, cards that some of these decks might not actually want. So let's go ahead and roll it. And I think I'm just going to go, I'm not going to go completely full pace. You see that when he instant fusions out, or when he uses instant fusion, he summons Raijin. Basically, your core setup card a lot of times is your core setup card is Isode, and what Isode allows you to do is, first off, it gets you a really big warrior that you might need. A lot of times he searches BLS because if his board ever gets cracked during his next turn, he can actually go ahead and summon it. He's going to drop that Phoenix Sword in the grave, and then he summons out this little gem called Grappler Angler. I thought this was an Ice Barrier at first, just because of the way the card looks. He's then going to summon a copy of Destiny Hero Malicious. I knew Malicious just because of the way that the link mechanic is. I feel like it's only a matter of time before Malicious becomes really, really broken. I mean, some of the stuff that you can do with Isode is actually pretty incredible. He goes for Power Tool Dragon. Okay, shout outs to Power Tool Dragon. He's going to get 3 copies of DDR, which basically means he's going to get DDR to his hand. And by the way, with all these duels, can I just say, bless RNG, Max C got banned, because now there's no way to stop this deck. There's no way to stop this deck, mid-turn. He's going to banish 2 cards to get Phoenix Blade back to his hand, and I think he might actually, I'm not gonna speculate. I don't know where he's going from this. All right, he's gonna go for another Malicious, and now he has a 6 and a 7 on board. He's gonna DDR back for his level 1 tuner. I think he's gonna go for Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon here. Yeah, the Power Tool Dragon is not something he's gonna keep on the board permanently. It's basically just like a stopping place, but at the same time, it gets you one of your equip cards. You do run a decent amount of equips because you run Phoenix Blade and you run DDR. He's gonna Foolish Burial for Plague Spreader Zombie. That's gonna get him another level 8. I think he's going for Omega here, and it's like, yeah, it technically is 1 less card than you started with, but it's a very decent board. Well, no, not actually, it's not 1 less card, because he still has 5 cards now because he used the Phoenix Player, and this is a pretty legitimate board. Not only are you going to be able to get probably some of these cards back, like your Plague Spreader, back into the graveyard, you also have a Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon, and you have a BLS for next turn. This BLS is actually live because you have exactly 1 light and 1 dark, or excuse me, that's not a oh my goodness, I don't know my attributes. Power Tool Dragon is Earth, but it's fine because he could put back the Photon Thrasher in his grave with Omega's effect. So he would still have the light and dark for next turn. I think his opponent is actually, no, he puts Plague Spreader back. All right, he says he can't break it, and he's going to go ahead and scoop that up. All right, let's go to duel number 2. And this was another duel where I think Flax does win the die roll. He doesn't win the die roll in every single one of these, but a decent amount. Oops, I don't want that on here. And you will see, you'll see periodically, different cards actually pop up in his deck, because I believe that Flax has multiple versions. I got to make sure that I get him to email me the versions, because I know, I think this is one of the versions that focuses more on kind of link summoning. You saw in the last duel, he only really link summoned 1 time for Isode. This one revolves around Chaos Zone, and this is a card that just loves when you banish stuff, because then you get a whole bunch of counters. You can basically testing a deck out. All right, well, let's see how that goes. He's going to summon his Vision Hero Vion. He dumps Malicious into the graveyard. He gets to summon it. His objective number one is, as I always say, or as I've said before, pretty much get Asode on the field, because then he can get a search and then he can get a monster on board. Goes for AD changer. You don't see that a lot, but I think he runs these cards because they're level 1 warriors, which means not only does he get a body on board, but then at the same time he gets his Phoenix Sword in the graveyard, and then he can add that back to his hand. So let's see what he does here. Maybe he'll go for a proxy. Nope. Okay, maybe it might be Summon Sorceress, actually. I'm thinking Summon Sorceress because Summon Sorceress gives him the ability to summon another warrior. Oh yeah, this is the Karaj cheese. Yeah, this duel is all about summoning Karaj as many times as possible, and eventually that card will basically blow up stuff on your field, and you'll just keep on drawing cards. And what you do is you'll constantly equip Phoenix Blade, and you'll blow like your own blade up and whatnot. So he's gonna go for Proxy Dragon first, and now he's going to link summon for Firewall Dragon. He's going to get that copy of Phoenix Blade back to his hand. I think he's going to try to go for DDR, or not DDR, DDM here. And yeah, I think he's summoning, yeah, he summons off of Chaos Zone. He's going to blow up the Karaz and blow up the, oh, okay, he blows up the Chaos Zone. I thought Karaz was going to blow itself up. Gets another copy of Chaos Zone. Nice top of deck. And obviously with the Firewall Dragon, even though it is still at limited status, that effect is not a hard once per turn. So let's see if he summons, yeah, there it is. There's DDM. He's going to go ahead and probably pitch the Phoenix Blade to get Karaz back. And then he'll probably summon Karaz back and just, what's it called? No, he doesn't. He goes for a copy of Asode, which means, where's he going with this? He goes for Trigate Wizard. Okay. This makes a lot of sense, because if you're going to make a turn 1 link field, you basically need it to be kind of disruptive. Firewall Bounce is a disruption. Trigate Wizard being able to negate something. I'm not sure if this would stop like Pendulum Editions. I feel like you'd need like double Trigate or something like that. How do you get double Trigate even linked up with 2? I don't think I've ever seen that. Usually I've seen like 1, but I mean, he's getting a Gaia. It's not bad. He goes for Armageddon Knight. Armageddon Knight I don't believe is a hard once per turn. That card came out in Phantom Darkness, so there weren't really any hard once per turns during the GX era. He's going to go for potentially a Synchro 6. No, I don't think there's any Synchros in this turn. Okay, maybe I lied. Or maybe it is going to be a link summon. We'll have to find out. Goes for Underclock Taker, and okay, I guess that's his final board. All right, it's pretty decent. It's not like the greatest link spam ever. I think it was better when Firewall Dragon was at 3, but it's still a pretty decent board, especially considering he still has a card in hand. He has a bluff set, so you know, maybe he can scare his opponent off with that. But I think his opponent actually is going to, okay, yeah, he's gonna activate Ties of the Brethren, and that gets negated. He basically scoops. It's one of the reasons why Magical Musketeers is so terrible, like just going second. It's a completely, like, the deck is so reliant on its normal summon, and if that doesn't go off, you basically get wrecked. This one's against Belza. I'm pretty sure he'll be in the comment. I think I am going to turn this on fast forward, because I think some of these, oops, I don't want the sound on. Some of these duels are going to end on similar turn 1 fields, but I think the path that he takes is going to be a little differently. You see, once again, he'll search for BLS. Looks like he is going for Summon Sorceress, and this time he's playing Empowerment, and some of the Empowered Warriors, they are, you know, like some warrior cards. So basically anything that is a warrior is kind of in play for this deck, which is pretty cool. Now, I don't think I've seen him use Soul Charge yet in any of these duels, which is kind of, I mean, like, I don't know, it's kind of weird, because this kind of seems like a synchro spammy type deck, even though he's spamming links. So you would think Soul Charge naturally fits in, but I think it's because he banishes so many cards with Phoenix Blade, and because he banishes so many cards in general, like the Plague Spreader Zombie, that maybe he doesn't feel comfortable. Oh man, that actually went a little too quickly, but I think that is almost the same feel that he had last time, except not Underclock Taker. He went for Ib. But yeah, I think the reason he doesn't run Soul Charge is because in general, I think he feels like he banishes too many cards. So this is another duel. This might be, oh yeah, the next couple of duels are going to be toxic. This is typical Dueling Book, man. You get on Dueling Book and you run into some toxic people. I'm not going to lie. I get on, if you guys ever play against me on Dueling Book, there's like a 50% chance I'm going to be toxic to you. If you beat me, if I'm playing Guys and you beat me, wait, I think we already watched this one, didn't we? I'm almost certain that, we actually did watch this one. This is the one where he goes for Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon. Okay, yeah, I'm sorry. That's my fault. Usually I don't have the same one up here twice, but this one's just interesting because Flax just says, you know, good luck, have fun, and look what this guy says once he wins the die roll. This was this was very brazen. Like, He's like, I don't need luck. I'm like, whoa. Believe me, I'm toxic on DuelingBook, but I'm not gonna be toxic to you at the rock paper scissors. I'm gonna be toxic to you when I go second and I don't open up with like Ash Blossom or Valor. That's when I'll be toxic to you. I'll be toxic to you when I go first, set 5, and you have like evenly matched, and I sided in 3 Mind Crush and didn't open with any of them. That's when I'm generally toxic. Or if I set 4, because I guess I need a card in hand to activate evenly matched. So he just sets 2 cards. And this was a time where I was really just hoping that Flax would go in. And you can see that he does actually have to deal with some disruption there. The Bottomless Trap Hole and the copy of Effect Veiler. But as long as he's able to get to a Sode, it's pretty good. Now check this out. This was pretty interesting. He actually activated this damn thing. I read this card's effect and I was ready to say he'll never activate it ever. And he actually pulls it off. It says, if this card inflicts battle damage to your opponent by a direct attack, it has to be a direct attack. So you can't do any cheese with, like Moon Mirror Shield. You can target 1 monster in your graveyard, special summon it in defense position. He actually pulled that shit off. I think that alone is worth applause. Like, his opponent should be embarrassed, seriously. He goes for Darkened Dragon, and he ends up quitting, but he was going for Hot Red Dragon Archfiend Abyss. He summoned that against me the last time I dueled against Flax. I remember that specifically when he summoned that. Actually, hold on. I think I accidentally closed one of the duels. Yeah, okay. I think I accidentally closed one of the duels. There was another one that was pretty toxic as well. Let's see if we can find that last toxic duel. I'll know it based on what the guy normal summons. Yeah, I don't think we've seen this one. Yep. This is the other toxic duel. And he normal summoned Ojama Green, which I was just like, all right, I don't know who really does that. But if you want to beat Flax's deck, I mean, those had better be 2 copies of Solemn Strike. He has a bottomless for, I can't remember if this is a Vision Hero or Destiny. I think it's Destiny Hero. It's not Dystopia, right? Dangerous, sorry. Destiny Hero, Dangerous. Dystopia is the dude he doesn't have a cape or anything like that. So he's still going to get to Isode, which means that he can still get to his fundamental plays. This is his AD Charger build. He's going for Summon Sorceress and goes for Firewall Dragon. He tells him to wait, so maybe he has like a legitimate response. And I think that he thought maybe Karaz is going to pop some of his cards, but that's not what Flax was actually doing. Flax generally pops his own cards. I guess maybe if he's going second and it has like an OTK, he might actually pop some of his opponent's cards, because Karaz leaves the field and gets on the field. Yeah, he says, you are boring, and he calls him a fat guy. So yeah, never actually had that happen where I or someone else call somebody a fat guy or has been called a fat guy. But yeah, this deck actually makes people rage quit, and it makes them call you a fat guy. So anyways, I will have the deck because I don't have the deck list right now, but I'll get it from Master Dinner Flax, and I'll put it in the description below. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this nice little display. Also, I'll have the link to his channel below as well. Thank you guys for watching. As always, subscribe if you have not already. Turn on that notification bell for daily videos.